Earlier this week, David Bronner locked himself in a metal cage in front of the White House. Bronner is the head of an Escondido company that makes soap. You may have heard of it, Dr. Bronner's Magic Soap. It's made from hemp, which comes from the marijuana plant, which in the United States is illegal to grow unless under special circumstances. Take a look at David Bronner as firefighters cut him out of his cage, ending his protest. And David Bronner joins me now. David, thanks for being here. So they obviously let you out of jail because here you are. Why were you protesting?
Well, for over a decade, we've been using hemp seed oil as a super fatty ingredient in our soaps. Hemp seed oil is really high in the essential fat, omega-3 essential fatty acid that the American diet is chronically deficient in, and doctors traditionally recommend certain types of fish to obtain and fish oil supplement. At the same time, warning people from eating too much fish and fish oil supplements because of mercury and other environmental toxins. So hemp seed is one of the very few alternative significant sources of omega-3. And that's what's really driving hemp seed foods on the food side. And then cosmetically and in a soap product, that omega-3 makes the lather much smoother and less drying.
But the issue really here is hemp versus marijuana. Tell us the difference. Are they two different plants, the same plant? What is the difference?
Well, they are very different varieties of the cannabis species. The way that a Chihuahua and a St. Bernard can technically interbreed, but they are very different varieties. The fiber and seed varieties of cannabis, industrial hemp cultivars, have never been psychoactive. They've been bred for millennia for fiber and seed and are completely separate from medicinal and recreational strains. Most of the rest of the world has moved on and has recommercialized industrial hemp farming, has recognized that this has nothing to do with marijuana varieties. So, all countries in Europe, China, Canada, pretty much every industrialized economy and country has recommercialized industrial hemp farming except for the United States.
So you're saying basically with that variety of marijuana plant, you can't get high if...
You can't, yeah. It's not possible to get high.
Off that, okay.
Yeah.
So if it's illegal here in the United States, where do you get the hemp for you to make your soap?
Well, we are forced to send over $100,000 a year for 20 tons of hemp seed oil from Canada. So Canada recommercialized in 1998, initially we were buying from Europe, and then by 2000 the quality out of Canada was higher than the European. We really felt that we were on the cusp of recommercializing in the United States as well. It's just time to get with the program. But under Bush, it was just a very regressive time on the drug policy front generally. In industrial hemp, we thought this is just such a non-issue. If we could get it out, we couldn't. Then with Obama, finally, here's this guy who touts his own science, rational-based approach to policy, and who had voted as a Illinois state senator twice for hemp cultivation under Illinois state law. We really expected that, okay, finally we're going to be able to...
Which was your protest there?
Our protest is like fourth year of the administration. Right. He's been blowing us off, his drug czar, and has issued the most Orwellian Bush-era type...
But you've got some support, and I want to point to that now. So Senator Ron Wyden from Oregon actually has introduced some legislation. I just want to show our audience a clip from him now.
The only thing standing in the way of taking advantage of this very profitable crop is a lingering misunderstanding about its use.
So now we also asked the DEA, the Drug Enforcement Agency, for a comment with regard to this story. They sent us this statement. They say all marijuana plants contain THC, and it is illegal to grow plants that contain THC without a DEA registration. That comes from David Levy. So you want to change that?
Yeah, well, and it's this kind of Orwellian doublespeak. I mean, Congress clearly exempted hemp fiber and seed products. That's legal, and it's legal to import. But we're handing this, booming, the world's largest consumer market for hemp seed and fiber products to Canada, to China. And the DEA is it does this double kind of Orwellian game where they say on the one hand, that we'll give you permits to grow it, but they never give you a permit. They have not issued one permit. Well, they issued one permit to this Hawaiian. They made it do 24-hour like Klieg lights and dogs, and just made it like $100,000 of cost to grow 1 acre of hemp. So they just make it like commercially impossible to grow hemp.
Before we go, we don't have a lot of time left, but we started off with you being arrested. So are you facing some charges right now in D.C.?
Yeah, technically I am facing possession of marijuana with intent to sell. I was to distribute. That would have been a felony. That would have earned me a jury trial. They don't want me in front of a jury of my peers. And I'm pretty sure that they're going to plea this out with community service. The thing is, like, even all the law enforcement, I mean, they all support what I'm doing.
We're going to have to leave it there. We're out of time, David Bronner, but we want to send people at home to our website, kpbs.org. There's more of that video that you just saw and also links with more information about this story. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, thank you for having me.